Moonlight Shadow you get a lot of utility from, but yeah, it's this hero's pick for Arrow.
It absolutely is.
Misha.
Got some setup here. Misha. Chaos Bolt into Arrow's ready.
There we go.
They're going now. Set up stun. It's a 1 second one. And the Arrow still lands. Fortunate there for Hokori. They get the kill. And Analog picks it up with the razors. So an early bottle is going to be coming out for the Shadow Fiend. By 13.8. 14.8 on the Broodmother. It's just, you know, unkillable. If you're chipping away at them, sure, nice. But they're never going to die.
Praising Hokori. He's still struggling to land these arrows on the Chen creeps. He gets a range creep at least, but that was not his goal. And now Vitaly's in trouble with the Ghost Slow. Yep, that's an easy kill, and that just comes down to not quite hitting the arrow on that Ghost. Even micros into the tree to get back to safely. That's the great creep for this Chen to have this early on.
Yeah, Theo even leaping forward to try and get it. Holding a ring of regen on this Mirana. Just trying to keep sustained in that lane against all of that HP regen from OG. So far, very good in that mid lane. Analog 23 and 4 as they do get a kill on Tiger top. So it looks like he did overstep, and this Dazzle CK pairing showing how much physical damage they can do.
Yeah. One shot, so not easy, I think, for Beastmaster to stay in this lane once Brood hits level 6.
Yeah, definitely going to be hard. Might have to bring the SF down there to deal with them as Gardic. Yeah, this ability for Amar and Tiger to Fisher and slow with the poison attacks. Gets in there on the Dazzle. And Lumiere attempting the trade, but now he's in a bit of trouble himself. Yeah. Tiger will close the gap. Another Enchant Totem. And Amar stacking up all the damage. Looking to kill off the CK, and even under this tier 1 tower, he's not safe. A double for Amar. And it's just like you said. Yes, the CK Dazzle offer kills onto this Earthshaker Viper, but it goes both ways. Yeah.
Just comes down to stick around now that he's hit level 5 with 3 points in poison attack.
Yeah, I kind of like this, having the 3 cores of OG. I mean, it's 3 cores and it's 3 potentially scaling ones, but it's also lane dominated at the same time, so a really nice balance there. It's down at bottom. Yeah, they get on top of the Brood, but Yuragi has turned and survived the raises. Not enough damage to kill off the Brood Mama, and she's back in the trees. BZM's keeping them at bay. Analog's looking for it, but he's duped around. Oh, one hits. The raindrops, though. Yuragi turns and looks to kill off the Marauder. Gets the takedown, and now the web's away. No medium or long-range raise left. So Yuragi's out of there with an additional bonus. Beastmaster to be on your tier 1, not the other way around. Safe lane Broodmother pick really paying off. Top of the net worth for Yuragi at 4,800.
Here comes the rotation top, though.
Yeah,
and they hit the arrow.
Tiger, Amar, getting caught out by Gardic. He's going to get stunned up, though. The enchant into Fisher blocks away the CK Mirana. And with Misha's arrival, they can turn and fight this. Penitence on the Chaos Knight. Viper getting stunned up for a few seconds, but Lumiere dead. 8-3. OG stomping. Coming out of these lanes, incredibly powerful. And Tiger, he's got the Tumbler's Toy into Echo Slam. Fisher catches the Mirana, but she's got 2 more leaps.
Missiles will do some good damage here. Has a range up, though, so even if they get vision for another, I don't think it's a kill, but... Bottom lane, Brood is doing Brood things.
Oh goodness! That's the thing. You can't show someone down bottom lane unless it's this Yuragi using it to increase his farm speed, which is already pretty nuts to begin with. But he might get caught here. The roar, well placed by Vitaly on the hero, and the arrow connects as well. Trying to kill off the Brood Mama with a couple of raises, but Yuragi down to the low ground, still alive. The Starstorm second hit lands, but Misha, oh, the axes! They get the Brood Mother. 2 down now as Hokori defend their Ancients area. Again, heavy commitment as 5 heroes there.
Like they're the ones who get to kind of dictate play now. Even with Aegis expiring, they're still grouping up as 5. Ready to take a fight, but here come OG.
Yeah, the Yule's out of Mirana, stopping Amar from chasing forward for a second. Has to leap away now, though, as Yuragi focusing the CK on the top side of the fight. A lot of damage, and they need the BKB and the Grave on Lumiere. Losing Theo and maybe the Shadow Fiend too. Analog hunted down by the Viper and clicked into oblivion. It didn't feel like an actual team fight. That was just OG charging up high ground and finding the turnaround on Hokori.
Yeah, just playing around the Roche pit, take out all the enemy wards around their cliffs on the right side of the Roche, and gonna actually be a Hokori smoke here. 4-man smoke. They see the Brood, they see Yuragi, but they don't get the sun.
They can't catch her. Tiger, right place, right time again. They'll have to kill the Earthshaker first instead. As OG, they're sticking around here. even without Tiger ready, they've got Centaur Stomps to chain stun Analog, but he's got BKB Requiem, gets off the fear, pushes back Brood, and now onto Amar they'll move, find the Viper kill, and a double, in fact, for Lumiere.
Yeah, they're just playing around their numbers here and charging forward. What a great fight in the end for them, even though they don't kill the Brood.
Trying to stun him up, but OG, they don't want to give up their positioning, still holding back and not committing.
Just great job pressuring mid lane. They get the T2 tower. Because they had a spiraling in the Roshan pit, they just had full knowledge that Hokori weren't in there.
Another Fisher. Analog, a little scared there as they blow up Theodore with the Viper and Tinker.
This is not looking good for Hokori. They're getting kind of outplayed here and just chipped away at.
SF has to BKB Requiem. Expending some big cooldowns. Manta to run away now, but he's been chased down. The Grave will come out, but Analog looking dead. Tries to TP with a Grave up on him, but the final bits of damage from OG will be enough. Catching Gardic in the back lines too. And 3 heroes swiftly removed as OG, they're in the pit and taking Roshan for themselves.
Some of these heroes, Lumiere has to BKB TP out. Looking to cancel that.
And look, that's the BKB as well. Okay. They've roared up the BKB Viper, trying to click him down, but Amar is incredibly tanky. He's got a Skadi, he's got a plate mail. Analog needs to be graved up, but he's been bashed now and should be finished off with a damage over time from Amar. Clearing up the SF, and BZM's diving base. Picks off Gardic inside that dire base behind the barracks, and the rest of OG pummel into the buildings.
No. OG are just everywhere. They're, forcing CK to BKB TP home while taking a fight elsewhere on the map, using this Tinker mobility, and gets sniped by the Fissure. Just absolutely despair here for Hokori, who looked like they were in an okay position to scale this game, but just got bested by the maneuvering of OG.
Yeah, I did not know what to expect coming into this with a Broodmother for Yuragi, a Tinker for BZM, but this feels like a prepared or pre-prepared draft from OG. They knew what they were heading into. They knew what to pick up here, and it was very, very well executed.
Yeah, absolutely. They looked like they'd played this Brood Tinker, 100 times before, so almost certainly something they practiced in scrim with, and it looked like, Yuragi knew what. Even that is not a guarantee by any means.
And it looked like the smoke broke on him, but I don't think Zeus actually caught a glimpse of him as the fight breaks out down bottom. I do get that concoction onto Gardic, and with OG having 3 heroes down here, chasing the Undying back for Misha's first blood.
Not the ideal hero to get it, but he had to take it because Undying's decay was just
for Yuragi. Probably Misha's game plan in the next few minutes. Build up a bit of bank for the Alchemist.
Yeah, I was looking around and there wasn't much. They're going to TP bottom with the Void Spirit. They want to fight this.
Yeah, Tombstone's dropped, but Low Shredder makes short work of it. Concoction back on the Brood, and Vitali. Oh, that big Thunder God's Wrath, and Yuragi. He's dead. Vitali is able to turn with his level 2 Insatiable Hunger, sustaining up and going maybe for a third. That Spirit backs away. And a TP in from BZM with his Haste Rune, looking to roll in with Tiger. Doesn't connect on Gardic, but the double Astral Step onto Vitali. Should find this one. Oh, nearly got away with a mischance, but BZM secures it. Speedy enough.
So these power runes are so important. He's able to just make that rotation.
Over again for the Alchemist, while it looks like down at bottom, Hokori pressuring Tiger back. Aiming for a bit of damage on that tier 1, but the wave has been dragged across.
Yeah, just making it harder for the Brood to actually go for the tower with another rotation from BZM. Vitali, yeah, no Insatiable Hunger this time.
Popped out by the Astral Steps. And Gardic, he's not got mana left here. Another decay in, 10 seconds? As Yuragi does die to Theo in the mid lane. But Gardic drops bottom to OG's rotations.
Both teams finding kills in different places on the map. Hokori doing a good job taking advantage that OG are prioritizing bottom to make that support rotation and kill an Alchemist.
And a Chrono top. Razor. Gonna get zapped down by the Zeus. The DD from Analog gives him the clicks and punches to take out Amar.
Nicely done. Great move there. I mean, using the Chrono off cooldown as a void when you're in the early game just to kill cores. He's, he can ramp up, but there's not really many stacks waiting for him either. So the fact he was involved, like that outpost fight up top, he was the one stunning the Undying to help kill him, is not usually what you want to see from your Undying.
There's a huge pick off on the Zeus, though, if they can get him. Analog did break up to the high ground and gets the Thunder God's Wrath out, but OG, yet again, it's 4 heroes quickly on the tail of Gardic now. Undying, magnetized down, and Vitaly trying to hold a bit of a high ground here. Get away from the initiation of Tiger and Yuragi, slowing him down with a kick. The kiss is coming, but the concoction is a self-stun on the Alchemist, which might allow Lumiere here with a time dilation and maybe a chrono. The missed sharpshooter not going to clip onto the Alken. It looks like Lumiere opting not to chrono him there. Going for Misha instead, the safer and simpler kill. Grabs the bounty rune on his way out. And Hokori, and they lose the Zeus. It's pretty sad for them.
Yeah, Void, it's kind of a save against both those two heroes.
They had a massive amount of nuke damage. If they get on top of someone, oh, Tiger nearly had the Faceless Void there. Centimeters away from catching with that rolling boulder into the silence, but they'll turn on Gardic and keep the streak going for BZM. And Lumiere here with no chrono. I'm just going to try and chase them back. Maybe pick off the Misha Snapfire. And pops his stick, but with that sharpshooter and the damage, he does drop. Tiger still trying to get on this Faceless Void, magnetizing him up for the meantime, and Amara arriving to deal with Vitaly. BZM angling for the back lines, but it's just the E-Blade Astral Step to clear up the Broodmother as Tiger stuck on the high ground now. Kicks Lumiere low ground, but Time Walk gets him over the cliff tops again. Lots of little backs and forth here between both teams, but it always feels like OG are the ones killing cores, while Hokori only supports for now as BZM gets away from the bushwhack. Another dissimulate into the Roche pit. Astral Step on cooldown for 15 seconds though. Still an opportunity for Hokori to chase forward. The Cookie to try and save him up the high ground with the E-Blade, but he's dead. The Zeus damage, but the Void, he's gone, and Yuragi's appearance opening up onto this Hoodwink, battering away onto Theo Lecor. A fairy fire and a bushwhack will buy him a bit of safety, even trying to sharpshoot at the high ground, and successfully gets away. Vitaly now joining the fray as Yuragi channels up another stun to go for the TP home. No bushwhack, no way to stop him, while off to the left-hand side, Gardic is hunted down by Amar's Razor.
That bushwhack was half a second away from being up. If they kill the Alk there, that's such a good fight for Hokori.
Vacated the top jungle. They're all back towards their ancients. Let's see if Garda can get a good high ground ward down.
Just seems a little bit too telegraphed, the full 5-man smoke.
Lumiere, he chronos the Snapfire only, and Razor with his BKB up, and Alchemist getting blown up. Down goes Yuragi quickly. Misha dead to the Spiderlings now as Tiger's rolled in to his own demise. Magnetized onto 5, but it doesn't matter.
Fighting the Alka. The perfect time, and they just blow him up, even with the Chronosphere being off the mark. OG.
1,000 damage on his own.
Yeah. And the big thing is the Alk's BKB was just coming out in the courier, so he was like half health, gets stunned up, his BKB arrives, but he's stunned up and he gets deleted, so Yuragi just not having his BKB in time. And fortunately for OG, that's not the outcome they want. They'll find some more kills here in the mid lane. This Zeus would be a huge one if they can get it, but this Zeus is damn tanky.
And Tiger doesn't get the follow-up roll. Can't keep going onto Analog, and rolls away from a bushwhack there as well, while Lumiere jump forward with a time dilation, kicked back away by Tiger. Still going aggressively though, and finishing off the Earth Spirit. Pretty low though, this Lumiere Void, and loses the Aegis. Yuragi's into the back, aiming for Analog. Didn't get off his BKB though, and Amar charging towards Theo Lecor, but I think this Hoodwink gonna be pretty happy just dying here to allow the rest of the team to escape. As long as they can disengage with the Faceless Void being caught by Tiger though. Dragged into the Ether Remnant, chain stuns for days, and OG, they outplay Hokori.
Yeah, just charging forward, understanding like this time we're gonna make sure we have these BKBs. Alk doesn't even need his because they're the ones getting the jump. Looks like they'll get an extra kill in Gardic as well.
A nice little bonus there for them as BZM grabs himself a double kill.
Yep. Just running at them, Chronosphere's down. They've got an Aegis, which is perhaps why Hokori thought they're ready to fight here. 1 point booster on Broodmother away from having the Wraith Pact, and maybe thinking this Aghanim Shard on the Faceless Void is also going to be a team fight deciding item.
Lumiere.
Go for the Chrono.
Yeah, he goes for it. Thunder God's Wrath there, and a sharpshooter to follow. Blows up BZM. What can they do off the back of this now? Because they're aiming in towards mid lane. A self-stun on the Alchemist. Tiger rolls across the Spiderlings. Straight into the army of Vitaly. Hokori trying to regroup with the rest of their squad in that mid lane as guarding. He just plays forward onto the Razor, and the damage onto Amar is substantial, but not quite enough. His BKB allows a bit of a gap to be made. Tiger needs to save him, and Yuragi disappears. The damage out of this Lumiere Void clears through the Alchemist, and he's straight back onto the Razor again. BKB's up, whacks him down, and Hokori with a big team fight victory for themselves.
All 3 cores dead. That was just huge, and just a lot of great individual plays and rotation.
I've done a stupid here. That's for damn sure. Tiger, wow! Look at the roll. Somehow connects onto Theo the first time, and the chrono whiffs completely. Oh dear, Hokori. Time to bail and run away. Tombstone's down from Gardic. Vitali's on the high ground, but Yuragi pummels the Tombstone down. Misha being focused by Lumiere as Hokori trying to fight around this high ground spot. The Brood and the Faceless Void. Yeah, they're moving around very freely. A 2 for 2 so far, and even looking to chase him for more. Al getting caught out by his own stun, and the Thunder God's Wrath, the save from the E-Blade, not going to be enough.
Once more, BZM, and he's out of Astral Steps. This is problematic for BZM. He's going to TP up, but he needs to find some
distribution and damage.
Did all of that without a Chronosphere. The Shard just paying off. He's just able to kind of bait spells and go in like there was an out. The reason Al stunned himself was because of the reverse time warp. Lose Gardic here, maybe in the mid lane. The heals actually keep Gardic alive with the help of the Wraith Pack. Force out of kisses.
Yeah, one glob of lava lands on him. And the Faceless Void reversing back with his time walk, but it's still under dire vision here. Misha gets first hit bashed. The kisses with that cookie, but a bushwhack from Theo. It catches the 2 supports. They get the D ward, and Roshan, well, it's 40 seconds until respawn. As OG, they start to buy back and filter back towards the pit.
Alchemist going for a basher to try to get some extra control and lockdown, but just feels like OG just not quite farmed enough on some of these key cores.
Well,
Chrono from Smoke.
Straight on BZM. Dead for 60 seconds. Lumiere's even hunting for Misha here. They land the sharpshooter. And he jumps forward again. If he catches a bash, this should be the death of the Snapfire. And Misha, who just brought back, is now dead for 70, while Amar, he walks in with his BKB, draining a bit of damage and clicking onto that Zeus, the 4th staff and the heavenly jump. Gets him a bit of distance, but he's still dead. This has allowed Lumiere, though, to have a free fight. As Yuragi, he's looking for the hoodwink, but guarding. He's got that amp damage, and Yuragi being turned on now. Good placement of the Tombstone, the Wraith Pact, forcing OG back. But Hokori have also suffered this little spiders as Lumiere jumps up and down from the high ground spot. Gardic with a Tombstone, trying to defend it with his Soul Rip. Misha Amar focusing in. There's the Chrono. Lumiere aiming straight in onto this BZM Void. He's got Neon Disc, but is it enough to save him? It looks like no. Pop down, and the Spirit's about to follow. Gets off a Cyclone as Yuragi zoned out, and the turn onto Amar. They land the bashes, and Log TPing home to escape from the static link. And Lumiere, he's got the catch onto the Razor. This is what Hokori needed, but Yuragi, he's back in the fight, and Amar with his BKB, enabling the kisses to land onto the Faceless Void. He's silenced up, he's controlled and killed. I thought Hokori had this one, but OG say absolutely not.
He fully bought out for a Scotty here, so you're Void without buyback. They need the Zeus to do the damage here.
A sick cookie in, 2 supports caught by it. Yuragi's Alchemist doing so much damage, but he's taking a lot himself.
Zeus is caught too.
The spell damage coming, and you're right, the Zeus being drained of all his right click by Amar. Kills off Gardic, tries to escape here with a heavenly jump in the invis, but Analog shredded by the Razor. Meanwhile, they've caught out Vitali's Broodmother, and that is a huge win for OG.
They may just win the game off of this. Only Zeus has buyback now. Catastrophe, like the Zeus.
In the Chrono, so another saving tool for OG to play around with. Yuragi taking a lot of damage though, getting blown up by the Zeus, and all of that spell amp does not get saved, so the Aegis is claimed, and that Lumiere is in with a 2-man Chrono, aiming for BZM. The kisses zoning out the back lines, and Misha, he's the target as they do kick away Yuragi. BZM still up and running, while Amar trying to retreat from the high ground, but he's tanky with that harder Taras. Chronoed up, catching Yuragi and Amar though, and Hokori defending their high ground. And the BKB's up for the Alchemist as Tiger rolls back in. Magnetized to zone and control up Analog. Tiger and BZM though getting shredded. The double Cyclone sent skywards, but landing down with a lightning zap. Zeus clears them up, and a triple for Lumiere's Faceless Void. Chaotic team fights, swinging back and forth in this game, but Hokori defend their base.
Yeah, just
The kisses in the roll. They've got a bit of chain stun here onto the Faceless Void, but Lumiere's able to get the chrono off onto the two of them inside the pit. Grabs up the Aegis and a bunch of shard as Uragi's chasing Analog on the right-hand side. But this Faceless Void, taunted, stunned and controlled. OG doing everything they can, but Lumiere just refuses to die. First life finally claimed up as OG kill off him and the Undying. Cheese grabbed by the Earth Spirit. As Lumiere inside the pit still with his BKB to go, gets another chrono, finding Uragi's Alchemist and whacking him down. That's him gone. A huge fight for Lumiere's Void, and there seems like nothing can stop him here. Gets away from the two spirits. Amar though with a triple kill on the other side. Did find the Undying another time as Theo forcing himself away from the Razor, but it's still this Lumiere show. Getting gobbled up and spat on, rolled upon by Tiger, BZM, and Uragi. The control, the Abyssal Blade right at the last second. Kills off the Faceless Void, and OG with the buybacks. I mean, are they victors here in this fight? Aghanim Scepter Razor shredding through buildings. Tier 4's looking worse for wear. And the roll in. Good gobble up. Analog being focused. Amar has moved in aggressively, and BZM hunting for the Zeus. The buyback from the Faceless Void is here, but he's got no chronos to play with. Has to time walk away, but they will get a Thunder God's Wrath out. Kill off Tiger and aim for Amar. The trouble being, your throne is falling. No clip available for the Dire team. Faceless Void has to fight mano a mano against the Alchemist. They've got the little piggy dead. He's gone for 2 minutes now, and Lumiere, he gets a double kill and looks for BZM. All the blink away. Another dissimilate. Lumiere, he's straight onto the two cores, but the gobble up save. The play there, the second chrono will come in, catches 3 of them, and Lumiere's killed off the Void Spirit. No heroes for OG left now. They've all been destroyed by Lumiere. The Razor, he's in a 1v5, stuck in between the Hokori heroes. Tried to static link back onto Analog, and he's incredibly tanky with his Satanic and hard, but Lumiere's got the damage to bring him to his knees. Uragi and Amar, 2 versus 4 now. And Hokori.
No chronos, but it's like you say, 2 versus 4 is no chronos enough to take this fight.
There's 2 tombstones still on the floor as well. And this Time Walk Aghanim Scepter with a Time Lock's landing is incredibly irritating. Lumiere just jumping back and forth, but he's Abyssal Bladed up. The stun from Uragi and the damage from the Razor, but look at how much Hokori can push onto Uragi's Alk. He's about to fall through his BKB and dead for 100 seconds.
It should just be GG now. Nobody to defend the base here. Except for Amar's Razor, all by his lonesome self.
Try as he might, you cannot fight against Hokori's 4 members in your base. Down goes the Razor. Tier 4's cracked open now. And GG called. Hokori tied up 1-1. It was a very close game, though.
Honestly, what a dirty game. This was so much fun to watch. OG, it felt like they were out of this game for a while at some point, and then suddenly they won an insane team fight and were, in the driver's seat for a bit. But at some point, all it took was Hokori to land some of these chronospheres. I think that high ground push at the end, what Lumiere does, he just keeps time walking in and then like reverse time walking back as if to like be like, okay, let's just see who's there. And then like the 3rd or 4th time he did it,